Hello and welcome to this video. There is a new possibility to install the Luma 3DS custom firmware on all 3DS and 2DS consoles starting from firmware version 11.4, currently up to version 11.17.0-50. It can be used on all 3DS systems, meaning the old 3DS, the old 3DS XL or LL, the old 2DS, the new 3DS, the new 3DS XL or LL, and of course the new 2DS XL or LL. And that's what we will talk about in this video. And it's important to follow the steps on the 3DS exactly. You might have to restart a part of the video if you press a button too much or if you press the touch screen by accident. And there will be additional tips to avoid problems at the end of the video. You can find the debugging part of the video by checking the timestamps. First, you should check if you have a normal 3DS or a new 3DS console. New 3DS consoles have a new symbol if you check the logo at the back of the console. In addition to that, you should check the system version in the system settings. It's at the lower right part of the upper screen. The option shown in this video works at the moment of the release of this video up to and including with the system version 11.17.0-50. In case of a new 3DS update, I will update the title of this video either with a new version that is supported or with something like patched if this method doesn't work anymore. Make sure to check the title of the video if this still works. And you will need for this method a 3DS with the supported firmware, an SD card for your 3DS, a computer. This option does not work with smartphones, and you also need a way to transfer files from the computer to the SD card. And first, we will need to install Python 3. You can check this download page. I will link everything in the video description. So simply click this download Python button. Then the setup will be downloaded. By the way, this is not necessary in most Linux distributions. For most Linux distributions, Python is already installed, but I show this on Windows, so I will use the Windows steps. And here, you should make sure to add python.exe to the path, and then you can simply select install now, and everything should be installed properly. Now we can close the setup, and we can go to this page, and now you have to plug the SD card from your 3DS into your computer. In my case, it's already plugged in, and this is the content of my SD card. You don't have to have all these files on your SD card. Just make sure that it works with your 3DS. You should have a Nintendo 3DS folder in that case. So now we can go to this page and download the current release version. In my case, it's version 1.0. We can open the archive, the .zip archive, and now we can select everything in the archive and drag it to the SD card. Make sure to drag it into the main directory. In your case, it might be another letter, but in my case, it's M. And simply drag all the files to the SD card. I will have to replace some of them, but you can, or usually, you should not have to replace anything. You can also check the instructions file and read it. If you find anything in this video unclear, this should help you as well. Now we can open the mz9.bat file. If you're using Linux, you can't use .bat files. In that case, you can use you can open a terminal in this folder and then type python3 mz9.py. But in my case, I have to use the bat file, and now I can select the 3DS type that I use in the firmware. I will use an old 3DS, so I will have to use either option 1 or 3. And my 3DS is on the current 3DS firmware. It's on 11.17.0, so I will have to select the one because that's for every system version between 11.8.0 and 11.17.0. If it's an older firmware, I would have to use the option for 11.4.0 to 11.7.0. So in my case, it's 1. And you can also remember this number because you will need it a few other times in this video. And we can simply select the first option and confirm with the enter button. This should work just fine. If this doesn't work, you might have to unlock your SD card. I will show an icon in the video. and there's a small slider on the SD card. Just make sure that it's not in blocked position, and then everything should work fine. Now we can close this window, we can eject the SD card from the computer, and we can continue on the 3DS. Now I will have to put the SD card into the 3DS and turn the 3DS on. And we have to go with the cursor to the system settings. So we want to have the system settings here on the top screen, but don't open them. Just make sure that they are selected. And now you can turn the 3DS console off. And when it's turned off, you can directly turn it on again. This might seem a bit stupid, but it's important for this to work reliably, so make sure to do that. Now you will have to follow the exact path. Don't select anything else and don't do any additional touchscreen touches or other inputs. Just do what I show in this video. So first open the system settings. And now you will have to go to the exact path, data management, Nintendo 3DS, and extra data. Here we should only have the Mi Maker option, no other option. And now don't press anything. We will have to take the SD card out of the 3DS, turn it back into the computer, but don't touch anything in between. Just leave the console as it is. This no SD card found icon is completely fine. Just leave it as it is. Back at the computer, we can open the mz9.bat file again. Or if you use Linux, you can use Python 3 mz9.py again. And now we have to select the 3DS version again. In my case, it's still the old 3DS with firmware version 11.17.0. So in my case, it's option 1. You will have to select the right option for your 3DS console. And now we can select the second option. So enter 2, press enter, and now here should be injecting done. And now we can close this window, eject the SD card again, and we can continue with the 3DS. But make sure not to touch the 3DS in between. Back at the 3DS, you can put the SD card into the 3DS again. Make sure not to touch anything, not to press any buttons while you do that. Also don't touch the touch screen while doing that. And now this should trigger automatically. Make sure to check the debugging timestamp in this video if this didn't work for you. But normally you should see the safe BNS installer. And now we can follow the instructions on the screen, meaning we can press this button combination. It will be a different button combination for you, so make sure to use the buttons shown on the screen. And in my case, I had to press these buttons, and now I can press A. And the Luma 3DS custom firmware will be installed. And that was pretty fast. So you can press A to continue. The 3DS will reboot, and we are already in the first menu of the Luma 3DS custom firmware. Here we can select a few settings. So in my case, I will select enable loading external firms and modules, enable game patching, and show NAND or user string in system settings is already selected, so I will leave it as it is. And for the second path of this tutorial series, you should select these three options as well. You can read what they do at the bottom and then decide what you want or what you don't want. This is my suggestion if you don't want to bother with it. And now I can press save and exit, so select save and exit and press A. Now the 3DS will reboot, but the installation is not complete. In this state, the 3DS won't work completely as you know it. We will have to do one additional step to get it back working like we know how it works. So there's one more step on the computer. We can turn the 3DS off. And we can continue at the computer. We are back at the computer. I already put the 3DS SD card into the SD slot and opened it at the computer. And now we can open the mz9 file again. in my case the mz9.bat file, I will have to select the system again. I hope that you know by now which option you will have to use. In my case it's still an old 3DS with the current firmware, so it's the first option. And now we will have to press or select the fourth option to remove mz9. So type 4, press enter, and now you should have the dialog removing done, and now everything should work as you know it. I can close this window, and now I can put the SD card back into the 3DS, and then you can continue with the second part of this tutorial series, where I show you how to install all the important files or applications for your 3DS. And you can check the system settings, and there on the upper screen, now the system version shouldn't be ver and then the system version, but now there should be sys and then there should be the system version. That's a small change that you can check and see if you have the Luma 3DS custom firmware installed. And now to my tips for debugging. First of all, if you have a red screen when you put the SD card back into the 3DS, then the payload or the exploit couldn't read the savebin.s.bin file. Make sure to have the savebin.s file on your SD card. It's this file. If you have a black screen and if you repeatedly press the B button and then the system resets, then there's an issue with the exploit. You can tell the developer of the exploit, and if you're not sure how to do that, you can ask me in the comments of the video. And for any other issue, you can try it again and make sure that you didn't miss any steps. And for a write protection error, make sure that the SD card is unlocked. But that was it for this video. Thanks for watching. Again, make sure to check out the second part where I show you how to install everything else. Thanks for watching, see you in the next video, and bye.